All right, so here's our pawpaw truck, our 97 C3500. And one thing I noticed straight away was, so they did replace all of the light housings, including the corners. They're all LED bulbs. Pretty snazzy ones too. Anyway, those are super bright. So what we're doing is we're gonna kind of knock off the grandpa look. Also, these are basically the equivalent of a Camaro style mirror. They're the truck version, but same design, same basic shape. So what we are doing is, we'll get to that in a second. Back to the headlights, so I got ahead of myself. So when they installed these and they put LED bulbs in there, they got their wires crossed, and the low beam wire was hooked to the high beams and vice versa. So you had to turn your high beams on to get your low beams. Well, the other night, this bulb somehow fell out of its socket, and I thought I had a burned out bulb. Pulled it out, turned out it just came loose and fell down a bit. So I put it back in, made sure it worked. It works. I took both headlight assemblies out and swapped their wires around so the low beams are the low beams. And I'm gonna show you guys something real quick on this, because I've seen a bunch of videos where folks are taking the entire grill shell off, and you can separate all that chrome from this piece here. There's a tab down here. Can't really see it, but anyway, you don't got to do that. Maybe on an older model you do, but this is a 97, so I'm going to go for 96 through 2000. You don't have to. If you look down in here, those are what holds the headlight buckets in. So there's one there and there's one there. Now the originals I think are like a 5mm socket, but these are completely round on the outside. Now these have been replaced. They take a Phillips. I did not mushroom that out. This is how I found this truck. Anyway, so all you need is a Phillips. You take that one out and that one out, and this whole assembly comes out. You don't have to worry about taking these off. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe those are a 5mm, but you don't have to pop this loose. You can just take that one and that one. You got 2 per headlight, and all you do is take them out. Super easy. Pop your headlights out, and you can change your bulbs, or you can even replace that entire housing. You don't got to do all that hibbity hoopla. You know what I'm saying? So super easy if you want to upgrade your headlights on an OBS. Like I said, the older ones might be different, but I've had a 96 and now a 97. So, and it's the same deal because I replaced all of those housings on my 96. This one's already been done for me. Now, anyway, back to the mirror. So, I mean, these are okay. You can get an idea of what's behind you, what's next to you, and all that whatnot. But I ordered these on Amazon, and I think they were like 113 or 120 bucks. Super affordable. Got your mounting gasket. It does come with a bracket. I'll show you that here in a second. I'm not sure what these are for. I think they're just protectors to protect the threads. Never seen those before. Anyway, my mirrors are power because I got a Silverado, and it's the same style connector. They give you a lot. That's probably 2.5 foot of cord. Now, we'll take you around to the other side here. Pardon my workbench, it's a little scattered. We are using the elusive 10mm because that's what these are. And just so you know, these washers spin. If you look right there, it's a flared nut on the inside. So come in here. Here's the connector for your mirror. Right down there is what goes to your harness, so you can use your switches. Now the mirrors that I got do not have exterior lights either here or on the back side. It's no big deal, I don't care about that. But what you got in here, and let me shed some light in here. That one's gonna be a pickle to get to, but you got one there and you got one up there. You can take the door panel off to do this. It'll get rid of this lip and give you better access, but I don't want to do extra work because I'm being lazy. Now, the other thing too, if nobody's been in there, you're gonna have this foam block that you're gonna have to muji in there, and this is the side you're gonna, this right here where my thumb is, that's what you're gonna see sitting right in here, and the rest of this just squeezes into place. So, and factory GM part number, left hand. Know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've never taken this door panel off, and I'm really trying not to drop one of those nuts in there. So far I got 2, but that third one is gonna be tricky. Now, it is a 10 mil. I'm gonna try and get in there with this bad boy, but if you have already, or you're going to the store, get you a flex head gear wrench. That's gonna make your life way easier. I just haven't gone to the store to get one. I thought I had one, but apparently that toolbox is packed away. So, this is what we're doing. I'll update you with photos in this video, but stay tuned to see the transformation. Alright, so to do this job, these are the tools that I used. The pliers are just in case your wiring harness falls down inside the door jamb. That way you can just kind of, you know, pull it back up. You will need a Phillips screwdriver. You're gonna need, you don't necessarily need one like this, but these are super handy. Slide it in under the body clip or the trim clip and pop it right loose. These are super nice and they're cheap. I think they're under 20 bucks. You can get them on like TikTok or something. You're gonna need some trim removal tools. These are the 2 that I used. This one did the most of the work. Passenger door is a little stubborn, so this one helped out quite a bit. I use this just because I could put it in that and spin the screws out faster. Not necessary. Standard Phillips will do. You'll need a ratchet. You'll need an extension. And unless you got a flex head 10 mil ratcheting wrench, you're gonna need a wobbly. Now these are 2. Where's the other one? There it is. This is one. I determined later that I didn't really need this particular wobbly. But just one like this will work perfectly. You will need an extension about that long. I don't know, it's probably 3.5 inches. And then to take off the old mirrors, the shallow 10 mil works perfect, but to put on the new mirrors, you're going to need a deep socket, because one stud on the top where the stiffening bracket is quite a bit longer, and it'll bottom out inside here and you won't get a bite on the nut. So just some basic tools. This is handy for spinning it on, spinning it off, but to be honest with you, on the whole project I used that thing twice. Once on, or twice, or 4 times each, 2 times each door, to do most of the work of getting it off quick and getting it on quick. But realistically, all you need is a ratchet, an extension, a wobbly, and a shallow and a deep 10 mil. The elusive, illustrious 10 millimeter. Don't lose it. So that's how we do this project. It's super easy. Probably, if you've never done it before, you got some figuring out to do. Not a whole lot, just how things come apart and go back together. But once you get one side done, the other side should only take you about 20 minutes. I want to say the whole project, probably about an hour. Like I said, if you've never done it before, about an hour. Take your time, go slow, don't damage nothing. If you're not sure, go on YouTube, ask Gemini or Siri or whatever you use. So that's all you got to do, just basic tools. All right, project update. So I ended up taking that door panel loose for the simple reason that this lip right here is in the way of getting to that hole down there. Now, like I said earlier, if you got a flex head 10 millimeter that ratchets, that's going to help you out greatly. But if you don't, they're like 17-18 bucks. You can get it at O'Reilly's. But if you got this, get you a long extension like so, and get you a wobbly and a short 10 millimeter. You can get this in here just like that, get it on there, and you're going to come this way and put that way it doesn't bind up, and you can turn it and get that nut off. Get her loose, get her finger loose, where you can spin her off with, you know, you're basically going to be in there like this, turning it like that. That way you can hold on to it and not drop it. So I didn't take this all the way off. I did disconnect this speaker or tweeter. I thought I was going to be taking that off, but I just needed to make some room so I could get that socket extension across the top of this. So now we'll put the new mirror in. Now these mirrors come with new nuts, and you have to put this third stud in through this hole, get it tight in there before you put your mirror in there. All right, so now we got this anti-vibration bracket installed. We got our connector hooked up, and you got this extra bunch of wire. So all you want to do is kind of feed this down inside here. And I don't know if this is going to fit back in there. Most likely not. But you know what? We're going to try anyway. Sorry about the crappy camera work. That should be good. So there you go. Your install is complete on this part. Now you just reassemble all this stuff and move on to the passenger door. This process is going to be the exact same on the passenger side. So it doesn't matter which side you start on, passenger or driver, you're going to have to do the same exact thing on the opposite. All right, there it is. New mirrors on it. Well, this thing is going to clean up real nice. I even tracked down the missing hubcap, and I put new lug nut covers on. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. We'll see you on the next one. This is Midnight Customs.